Hey everybody, Luigi Ontiveros back again with part number 4 of the 7-day Chain Breaker mini-series. So last video we talked about how to find the motivated sellers so that you can start getting leads coming in, and once leads are coming in, then what's next? You need to talk to the sellers. You need to negotiate with the homeowners, okay? So in this video, we're gonna talk about the importance of this skill. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the importance of this skill is tremendous. The difference between a real estate investor that's only doing a deal or two a month or a real estate investor that's doing 10, 20 deals a month is the skill of being able to effectively and efficiently talk to sellers. Even if you're planning on outsourcing this part and hiring sales reps, somebody's gonna have to train them. And if you don't know how to talk to sellers at all, it's gonna be very difficult for you to train the people that are coming after you. It's not difficult, okay? It's all kind of a formula that you can follow. The funny thing is once you learn this formula, you start applying it in every other area of your life when dealing with negotiations and people in general. The one thing you gotta understand first is that not everyone is a prospect. Not every lead that comes in is a deal, okay? Just that's the thing you need to understand from day one. You know, the difference between a professional and a novice is that to the novice, every lead is a deal. Every lead is a deal of the century. Every seller is a client. Every phone call is, you know, it could be mean the world. You know, irate sellers to the professional, irate sellers, people yelling and leaving smack voicemails and just things like that happen every day. It's just another day at the office, okay? It's nothing personal. It's business, okay? Stuff like that happens. Sellers get mad, buyers get mad, sellers might want to back out, you know, just stuff happens in business, and you just got to understand, be a professional, separate the emotion from the deal. And I know it's hard to do. I struggled with it initially as well. I remember first deal I ever had, it was a potential $50,000 deal, and guess what? Seller backed out. And you know, I was crushed. I had already told all my friends, all my family, everybody's celebrating, we're gonna close this deal, and then the seller backs out. But guess what? Today when stuff like that happens, it's just another day at the office, okay? So just kind of get that in your head, and it'll make life a little easier for you. Now, the other thing is you want to build rapport, okay? You want to be likable. You want to talk the way the seller talks. You want to, if they talk slow, talk slow. If they talk fast, talk fast. If you see that you're using a type of language, try to use that same type of language. People like people that are like themselves. I mean, look at your friends today. They're probably similar to you in certain ways, aren't they? It's the same thing with sellers or any kind of prospect for that matter. People like people that are like themselves. That's the easiest and fastest way to build rapport. Obviously, be transparent, be honest. One thing that I always tell my salespeople is the more you chase a seller down, the more they run. And it's kind of like dating a little bit. The more you chase the girl or the more you chase the guy, right? The more they run. Don't chase them, give them options. If it's a motivated seller and you're there and you're offering the right amount of value and they see honesty and transparency in you and they see a true desire to help them, they're gonna wanna do business. You wanna ask effective questions. Okay, you want to not just chit chat about, you know, the day. I mean, you might want to do a little bit of that, but then get to the nitty gritty. Ask important questions. Ask them why they're selling. Seek that motivation. Think about it as going to a doctor's office. You go into the doctor's office, you know, there might be a little small talk, but then he's like, okay, does it hurt here? Does it hurt here? Does it hurt when you do this? How does it feel when you do this? He's trying to really narrow down what the pain is so that he can give you an effective solution so that you can remedy that, whatever it is that's going on. Well, it's the same thing with the seller. You want to make sure that you ask very direct, you know, probing questions in a nice way so that sellers can give you the information that you want so that you can then close that transaction, close that seller with that information. Don't be afraid to ask. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to ask. For example, in the scripts, there might be a question that you ask, you know, how much do you owe on your house? Now that's a pretty personal question, wouldn't you say? You're invading into their personal space. Now I remember I used to struggle a lot with that. I used to ask that question, I could never get an answer, but I used to ask it the wrong way. I used to say, Mr. Seller, could you please tell me how much you owe on your house? No, I don't want to disclose that information. Then I learned that I was asking the wrong way, and then I started asking differently. I started more of a demanding of an answer, but again, with a little eloquence. How much do you owe on your property, Mr. Seller? Be quiet. And then you'll see the answer come. You want to be firm. You want to be assertive. But again, always thinking about the next person. Always bringing value. You want to find out what really makes them tick, okay? I'll give you an example. We were dealing on a property here in San Diego recently, and it was a lady had stuff up to here all over the house. Great deal. It was a $40,000 deal. There was a point in time during the transaction that she went dark on us, and we thought she wanted to back out or something. We contacted her and we basically asked her, hey, what's going on? Her main thing was like she couldn't really conceive how she was gonna move. So we offered to take care of that problem for her. So we took a little bit off our profit and we were gonna hire some movers and stuff like that. Guess what? You should have seen what happened. The lady just basically 180-degree change, on board 100%, went into escrow, signed instructions, and then we close in the next week. Little things like that. Find out what makes sellers tick and then give it to them. We negotiate, yeah, we do deals with real estate, but we're solving problems. That's what we do all day long. That's what we get paid. So solve your seller's problems, okay? Sometimes you're gonna get people that really wanna talk a lot and they wanna share their life story and stuff like that, and that's great, but the reality is you're running a business. You were there just talking to everybody. Maybe you can start a charity and do something like that on the site, but when you're running your business, you need to keep your conversations efficient and in a timely manner. If you start noticing that you're going nowhere with a homeowner, just kindly say that you need to get off the phone and move on to the next lead. I made that same mistake. I used to talk with the sellers. I used to think everybody was a deal, and I spend my time and hours would go by, and I only talked to 5-6 people all day, and that was a big mistake. So you want to make sure you time your conversations. I would say a limit about 5 minutes, get the right information, and then move on to the offer. The main thing I want to get to you is offer value, okay? How do you increase your income? You increase your value, okay? Increase your value to these sellers. Do stuff that other people wouldn't do. I don't know, be creative. I can't tell you really what to do. Just be creative and be different, okay? Especially in today's market. Today's market, there's a lot of competition. You know that. So one of the ways you need to get your competitive edge is you be different. You know, I always tell sellers right up front, I don't hide it from them. I always tell them, hey, look, Mr. Seller, you know that we're an investment company, right? Yeah, I do. Okay, so you understand that we don't pay retail, right? Yeah, I understand that. So yeah, we got to make a profit. This is our business. So again, I'm going to make you an offer. It's going to be a fair offer. It might not be the highest, but we'll definitely get it done. Then when I kind of pre-frame that, so when I come in with that offer, they're not falling off the chair. So you want to build the rapport, make the offer, move on. We talked about your CRM with Podio and all that. Follow up. Follow up is the key, okay? You need to be following up with all your sellers. We're gonna follow up with that lead until they sell to us or until they die, basically. So I know it sounds a little rough, but that's the bottom line. You know, we follow up till the end. This is a very general video, but I hope you took the things that we talked about today about talking to sellers and implement it in the way that you're going to be talking to your homeowners now that the leads are coming in. If you're doing everything we talked about in the past videos, leads should be coming in. To make life a little easier, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link below with a script so that you don't have to be wondering what you're going to say to the sellers. You can basically go off that script and just make it happen, okay? Make it happen. Everything we're talking about, guys, again, I can't stress this enough. It's great to hear it, but you actually need to start doing it. Take action. All these little nuggets that I'm giving you, it's enough information for you to go and start taking action, okay, guys? Your life is not going to change by listening to this, so you need to do it. Make it happen. If you like this video, share it with your friends. And again, guys, I can't thank you enough for spending your valuable time with me today. And I will see you on the next video where we're going to be talking about what do you do when you get that first contract. We're going to talk about that in the next video and how to sell that contract super fast and how to have all the cash buyers literally begging, knocking down your door, trying to buy your property. Okay, so stick around. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.